not every school has the same amount of programs or even the same type of programs. So why is it that Gonzaga and Ohio State and Virginia Tech all get the same 20.5 cap when Gonzaga doesn't have a D1 football program to fund? Do you see? That
Yes.
always felt weird to me with this House case, and I thought it was going to hold it up, but here we are. So do you see that changing, and is there a reason for that?
It's interesting. So my current understanding of how it's allocated is it allocates 90% of the 2.8 billion in back damages to football and men's basketball. We know moving forward that that's probably the case for future revenue share too. But for schools that do not have to fund a football program, you are looking at more of that 20.5 million going to men's basketball, right? So then that program in theory becomes more competitive than those who have to share the revenue with football and other successful programs. You know, at LSU, it's football, men's basketball, women's basketball, and baseball. And so if you've got to fund all of those sports and compete against a basketball school that only has to worry about revenue sharing with, you know, their basketball players, then it's definitely a competitive advantage for that school.
Yeah, I was going to say competitive. Like, number one, St. John's and Gonzaga and Providence are going to be really good at basketball. On the flip side, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of stances Kansas, Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina take, given their breadwinner school. Like, North Carolina can go more all in on basketball than they do on football, but they're still not going to reach the level that a St. John's is reaching. And they're expected to be one of the top. That's a very interesting.
I just don't understand
caveat.
why it would be the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Because it has never made sense to me, not one bit. And now you're exactly right, Billy. Like, the Big East, they're going to be incredible at basketball because they can put $15 million in it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we will not have that luxury. We'll have $4 million at most that'll go into our men's basketball program. So I'm just perplexed by that. And I assume that at some point it'll change, or schools will just find ways to make that money up. Like I assume the really good basketball schools like Kentucky, they're going to figure it out and they're going to end up going way over the 20.5 cap with whatever means necessary because they have to.